Hello and welcome to this week's moon draw. We are experiencing the Leo quarter moon at 9 degrees 11 minutes, so 911. August 1st, 2025. This is co-creating with Cosmic Holly, and this is the quarter moon. So the quarter moon, we'll talk about that and then zero in on Scorpio. The quarter moon is a time when we start to recognize what we couldn't see during the new moon, the dark moon, right? There may be some, everyone uses the word friction, but it's a square, kind of is. There can be like some edges that are nudging us to take a look at the direction of where things are going from the new moon time. So if you made intentions, you're putting intentions out into the universe, right? During the new moon, you can't really see what's happening. You just put them out there and you let them go. Let the universe start to cook it up for you. And you start to get clarity now. Like, oh, you know, what's sprouting? What do I need to weed? That's like a gentle way of looking at dealing with life, right? Sometimes there are things that we just don't know during the new moon, and we start to get a reveal during this quarter moon. It's still dark. We're not at the full moon where we can really see, things, but things start to move, start to percolate. And if we haven't made intentions, like this is, there's still time. There's always time to make intentions, but the movement is, as the moon waxes, you start to get more energy. Scorpio likes to have meaningful emotional exchanges. That's the desire. And shallow relationships just don't satisfy right now. And in this depth of feeling, there's often, as well as this being the quarter moon, with Scorpio, there's often an uncovering of so much that's maybe on top of the depth of feeling. Sometimes there's an uncovering of corruption. Pluto rules Scorpio. Mars rules Scorpio too, but Pluto is the modern ruler, and Pluto is power. Pluto is deep wealth that's buried under the ground. So oil, really more like gold, things like that. But like, you really have to go deep in order to get to that wealth. So if we look at our emotional life as a place where we excavate wealth, where we excavate our wealth of being, maybe exploring the depth of feeling is something, it's not a maybe, it is worthwhile. I like to look at feelings as a way to unlock different realities. Like you can walk through the door of one feeling, and the thing with feelings is, is that you can walk through the door, experience a different feeling, and then walk back out. But so, and you know, so you experience the feeling, you might see things in a new way, and then come back to your regular reality and be like, oh, that was interesting. Or sometimes you walk through the door of emotion, right? Experience a feeling in a new way, and when you come back to your regular life, you find that your regular life is different. And that's kind of what happens when you go deep into feeling. It can create change. It often does. Scorpio is not just the scorpion. It's the thing that you might stumble upon if you kick a rock, or you know, find underneath a rock. It's also symbolized by the eagle and by the phoenix. So the phoenix, we all know, has a comes down and it rises from the ashes. So there's this constant shedding of an old reality and rising up into a new one. The snake, same thing, shedding skin. Once that skin is shed, it's not going back on. So, yeah, the Scorpio moon is pretty deep, and so if you're feeling intense, it's an intense moon. What else was I going to say about the Scorpio moon? I think that if we look at our intentions from last week, or how things are going, some Scorpionic questions would be, how can I deepen my intentions? What bullshit do I need to clear away in order to cultivate my intentions with ease? Often, Scorpio energy is not easy. So one of the ways you can look at the changes that need to be made, if there are changes that need to be made, which there probably are. What if I let it be easy? What if I let it be easy? Oh, this feels really intense, but what if I let it be easy? I mean, the thing is, with Scorpio, going deep is the easy way. Trying to skitter along the surface is just, it's just not going to work. Ooh, one of the card just jumped out. So I guess that's where I'm going to stop and read the card. And before I look at the card, I just want to say this time of year always feels like there's a time that it feels like time is kind of like hanging in this weird balance. I guess we are about halfway through summer, and so sometimes we have little tastes of autumn coming in. This week here in the Hudson Valley, definitely experienced that. It was hot, like really hot, like mind-numbingly hot, and then we had rain, and it was almost autumnal. It was cool, and we actually have all these little yellow leaves are on the ground, and it's August 1st. The other thing that I want to mention is that this moon is also connected to the new moon in Scorpio from 9 months ago, which was November 1st, 2024. And that energy of that time also felt sort of like there was this hanging, things were hanging in a balance. Like we didn't know who was going to be elected. For me, there was a feeling of hope and the reality is not what I hope for. So, you know, how do I work through this next 4 years? You know, hopefully it's only 4 years. 9 degrees, 34 minutes, Scorpio. How do I go deep and let it be easy? That's a question for myself, and maybe a question for you too. So the card is, ooh, Four of Pentacles. So this guy has, he's digging a hole, and looks like he's burying his treasure. On the Rider-Waite deck, you see a person with both their feet sitting there, holding a coin in front of their chest, balancing one on their head, and having two, holding two with their feet. This person is, you know, he's dressed very simply, and it's like he's burying his wealth in the earth, which I think is interesting, that I talked about Pluto and treasure being underground. So in the context of this card and, you know, what we've been talking about, there are a few things. Scorpio is a fixed sign, and I feel like the Four of Pentacles can represent becoming rigid. So there can be a rigidity to the experience, and I think the experience of reality, right? Of physical reality, and of getting stuck in emotion, right? So there's this sense that like this person feels like they need to hide their wealth. He's also wearing like a tunic that is, you know, very plain. So in some ways, by burying our gifts, that's kind of what it seems to me, that he's like hiding what he has. In one sense, sometimes that makes sense. If there's danger, you might not want to be flaunting your wealth or your inner reality or your deep emotions. And in the other sense, if you go about your life being someone that you're not, then you're never going to have, then it's going to be very difficult to have deep experiences with people. So the Four of Pentacles also does represent power. It's like, this is the power I have, and I'm going to stick with it. And I'm just going to hold it. So the flow of things can get stopped up if it is safe to let it flow, let your wealth flow, let your wealth grow. It's like let your feelings out. yeah, there's water behind him. So water is also feeling, intuition. So I think that this is a time of assessing where it is you can share, where it's appropriate to share your knowledge, share your wealth, share whatever it is that is your value in the world. And be discerning. Yes, that's what I was going to say. Be discerning about how it is you experience others, how it is that you build your material reality. With Scorpio, there is going to be some depth and emotion involved. There needs to be acknowledgement of what you're actually experiencing. Like, what is your environment? What is it that you already have? And can you trust that you will be okay? Because the tighter you hold on to something, the more fragile it becomes. Yeah. Can you have an open heart with others even if there isn't a deep emotional exchange? Even if there isn't a deep, this is kind of holding back and guarding. Can you allow yourself to be open to the flow of your environment? And if you're not liking your environment, the thing is, right, this is the quarter moon. It's asking you what needs to change. What needs to change in order for you to grow and to feel maybe more secure, or to allow an openness. Like I said, can you feel deeply but still allow ease? Yeah. And whatever it is that you're growing, is there a way, or does any of it allow an experience for the collective, allow an experience for everyone to experience it, to not be hiding it and hoarding it? Yeah, I think that's what I have to say right now. This is like, things that get buried get dug up. So, you know, what are you burying? Okay. There's your Scorpionic energy for August 1st, 2025. I'll see you next week. And if you want to book a reading with me, you can go to hollytroy.com/tarot and see what I have to offer. Everything's 25% off for 2025 because people are going through stuff. Peace.